welcome back to another airport update of the Newark Terminal B airport series that I have right here. Today we are doing our first morning update, which is actually not a morning update. It's just getting into the afternoon hours here, about 1:40-ish, 1:50, somewhere in there is our time frame for this airport update. But most of these flights have arrived, and a lot of them did leave in the morning, so it is a general time frame, but that is what we're doing for this airport update today. So we'll be beginning right here with 3 straight Spirit aircrafts, all in the first little pier here of Terminal B here, the Bravo 40s. So we will be beginning right here where we have the Spirit A320neo, and this one arrived in from Dallas, Fort Worth, DFW, and it will be on the turnaround today, and we'll be heading back out to Dallas. This is making its first appearance in an airport update right here. This is the new Gemini Jets Spirit A320neo, and it is a gorgeous model right here. So glad to use it here at Newark, and definitely will get use at some of my other airports such as MSP. Definitely it will be used there, but yeah, looking great right here in its first appearance in Newark. And then moving along, on the left of your screen there, we have the Spirit A320 in the fence tip winglets, and this one arrived in from Orlando MCO. This will be making the flight out to Miami. Then next down here, finally we have the Spirit A319. This is in their older livery. Fortunately, it is tail heavy, so I have to hold it up with a Lego brick right there. But this one arrived in from Pittsburgh, and it will be heading out to Nashville later. So 3 for 3 on Spirits so far here to begin the airport updates. And those are only 3 aircraft that we have here at this first little pier, as I said. So now we'll move on to the Bravo 50s here. I'm not really sure what to call them, because they number each little, there are 3 piers, and they number them based on just like the first one's the 40s, and there's the 50s and the 60s, and it sort of just goes up like that. I also realized I forgot my microphone, so now starting with the next shot I will be recording with my microphone, so hopefully the audio is better. Now continuing on here to some international flights there, beginning at the bottom of your screen there, where we have this house livery Airbus A321 XLR. This is the second time I'm using this aircraft for this reason. This is filling in for a model that has not been made yet, and this time it is filling in for the La Compagnie A321neo, as that model has not been made yet. They made the 757 NG models, but the A321neo has not been made yet, and I don't have the 757, so we're going to use the this just house livery Airbus A321 XLR. I think it gets the point across at least. And this one arrived in from Paris Orly, and it will be heading back out there, turn around. Next down here we have this Porter Q400, and this one, I had a jet bridge attached to it, but it seems like, according to my own photos of this aircraft here, it seems like they don't use the jet bridge and connect it to the aircraft. They just use the air stairs. So this one is, as you can see, the jet bridge is not attached, so they're just going to use the stairs. And this one is in from Toronto City, Billy Bishop, and it will be heading back out there, of course. Great to get Porter in here, and maybe somebody can make the La Compagnie A321neo, but until then, this aircraft will work. We'll do the trick for that one. And now we're doubling up on United 737-900s. We'll begin with the EcoSky's 737-900, and this one came in from Cancun, and it will be heading out to West Palm Beach, but I'm sure this will be towed over to probably the C terminal, Terminal C. I'm always ready to say concourse, but they're not called concourses here. At MSP, there's Concourse C, but here it's Terminal C, so they'll probably tow it over there. And then our next aircraft probably going to get the same treatment after it came in from Santiago de los Caballeros, and it'll now be heading out to Phoenix after probably getting towed somewhere else. So yeah, 2 737-900s right here, chilling right next to each other, both coming in from international destinations, and now we'll be heading out on domestic flights. Taxiing in right here, we have this SAS A321neo. This one is currently taxiing in from Oslo, and it will be on the turnaround. So this aircraft, or this flight rather, used to be on the A330-300 in the summer season, but for the winter season, this gets downgauged to an A321neo, which is too bad, as but it's good for me because I don't have the A330 model and I only have the 321neo. Unfortunately, this model, I did just notice that I lost the front antenna for it, but that's I doubt I'm gonna be able to find it. So that's just a pill that we have to swallow sometimes, collecting these 1/400 scale models. But yeah, so this one on the trend from Oslo. Nothing really much more to say about this one, but glad to see SAS still going on here. Hope to get an A330 model, except that model is just really rare, hard to find. So I'd love to get an SAS A330 because they are quite a frequent visitor here. But maybe someday, maybe someone will release it. Maybe with their new transition over to SkyTeam, someone might make a new one just because that's a pretty monumental thing that's happening right now. I mean, it's too bad that they are, in my opinion, just because I am a Star Alliance guy, even though my home airport is a SkyTeam hub for Delta. But I think Star Alliance is the coolest of the three big alliances. But anyways, this aircraft's coming in from Oslo, and I guess I'll continue on now with the rest of the terminal here, as we have some other cool guys to get to right here. Some more international flights here. Star Alliance carriers and also non-Star Alliance carriers. So we'll cut to that right here. And here we have the Continental 777-200. Of course, this is not realistic. This would now be a United 777-200, and it's also in the Peter Max livery. But I think this is fitting enough because Continental did used to be a hub. They were the hub airline here. But, of course, ever since they merged the United, of course, this would not be here. But since I don't have United 777-200 and I do have this Continental one, it felt appropriate enough to put it in here. So this one arrived in from Paris Charles de Gaulle, and it will later be making the flight out to Dubai. And now here we have two backlit JetBlue aircraft, beginning with the A321 on the bottom of your screen there. I almost said A321neo, but that is a A321ceo right there. Don't get to use this aircraft enough, so glad to use it here at Newark. This one arrived in also from Santiago de los Caballeros, and it will be heading out to Punta Cana, Dominican Republic. Then behind that one here, we have this JetBlue for good A320 right here, and this one is in from Santo Domingo, and it will be heading out to Orlando. So yeah, that'll do it here for this middle concourse or pier, completely filled with aircraft. This is always the fullest one here in these airport updates for whatever reason. I guess this is mostly where the United International flights come into if they're going to Terminal B, because they also go to Terminal C. But this is normally where all the action's taking place here in these airport updates. But this is always a fun pier concourse to come to here in these airport updates. But now we'll wind down a little bit. Going into the 60s, it is still a little bit busier than the 40s, but not as much here as obviously in the 50s. It sounds like I'm talking about years, but I'm talking about gates. So now we'll move on to the 60s. And here's quite the contrast in aircraft size right here between these two aircraft. We'll begin on the left here screen there where we have the tiny little Allegiant A319. This one is in from Savannah, Georgia, and it will be heading back out there. Turn around for that guy. And then next up here we have this United 787-10. This one arrived in from Lisbon, Portugal, and will now be heading out to Frankfurt in Germany. So nice little start here to the 60s with quite the contrast of aircraft types right here. But always love to see it right here. Haven't gotten Allegiant in one of these airport updates yet, I don't believe. So good to get Allegiant in here. They're another one of our airlines here in the B terminal. I'm surprised they don't park in the 40 gates by Spirit and like Alaska, because those gates seem to be pretty empty other than Spirit and Alaska, since I've only included them in these airport updates. So I wonder what's going on over there, but I guess this is realistic as to what the airport looked like. Actually not, because I think I was just blind when placing this 787-10 from Lisbon, because Flight Radar 24 clearly says it's parked in Bravo 55. This is Bravo 62. I don't know why I put it here, but there it is, and I don't want to move the entire airport to put it at Bravo 55. But yeah, this one, like I said, arrived in from Lisbon, we'll be heading out to Frankfurt. So disregard the gate placement, I guess.
And then here we have this United 777-300ER, which is currently taxiing out for the service out to Houston, and it also arrived in from Dubai. So this is, again, filling in for 777-200 here, as those are more common right here, but I don't. I have the 777-300 and the 777-200 for Continental, but no United 777-200, unfortunately. But yeah, this United 777-300 will still do the trick here if I need it for a 222, like in this scenario. But I doubt they would fly a 333 on a domestic flight out to Houston. But that is what this one will be doing today. But of course, I'm going for a 222. But good to see Dubai arrival and Dubai departure in this airport update. These are one of United's newer routes, so that's really cool to see. Of course, after their that kind of partnership with Emirates, so that's very cool to see right here. Our next aircraft here is this United Express UN-75 operated by Republic. This one arrived in from Quebec City and is now taxiing out for the flight out to Cleveland, Ohio. So yeah, for whatever reason, it's like Quebec City is and Havana in Cuba are the only two UN-75 international flights that park here in the B concourse, and then every other one parks in the C. I'm not sure why that is, because it is kind of strange, but clearly this has to park here for whatever reason. And that's why we get to see it here in these airport updates, which is nice that we do, because this is a very cute little aircraft and definitely an extreme contrast to everything else that we see here, except for the Porter Q400, which we always love to get in here. But yeah, interesting to see the United Express E175, but glad to do it. And this one will be heading out to Cleveland. And we have a turnaround for this 767-300 right here. This one arrived in from Geneva and is on the turnaround. So that is very nice to see right here for this United 767-300. And just peeking over the 767 here for our final aircraft in this, also the first appearance for Sun Country on their 737-800 in the old livery. This one, of course, arrived in from Minneapolis, St. Paul, and is now pushing back for the return service back out to MSP. So yeah, that'll do it for our airport update today. Hope you enjoyed this one. Not as much in terms of our foreign carriers here. Really, it was just Porter and I guess La Compagne and SAS, but no foreign wide bodies, which is the first time that's happened here. That wasn't intentionally designed that way, but I'll be sure to get some. Maybe I don't want to say more interesting aircraft, but some more unique aircraft here in the next update. But I wanted to do a little morning update here. I guess not really morning. Like I said, it's more early afternoon update, just so we can get a little few more different destinations in here, some different aircraft. And I think it proved to be quite interesting still. Of course, with a whole bunch of Spirit. Got a Legion in here, Sun Country, and a ton of United aircraft. So that's always fun to get. But that'll do it for our airport update today. So I thank you all for checking this one out, and I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.